What are the Eaters? When the creeping death burbled from the earth, desolation, famine and panic swept the lands. At first the stench invaded fields and killed the crops. With the crops withering unharvestable, the livestock grew thin before perishing. From great cities to small hamlets and every town and village in between, nowhere was safe from the miasma. Some animals like wolves, bears and birds were able to reach the temporary relative safety of man-made structures. If a doom company were to discover these surviving desperate animals, the fight for survival would see the victor feast on the spoils of their weakened, withered rivals. But the question arises, what befalls those survivors not able to find and overcome these animals to use as food? The answer lies in the first communities to truly feel the desperate, inevitable grip of starvation. Hidden within the Carpathian mountain range in a hamlet gripped by death, the first people became what would later be seen as the plague caste. In the small, tight-knit community forged in hardship known as Greyhollow, the creeping death revealed an altogether new terror. As Greyhollow's grounds choked the life from any food they tried to grow or rear, the undeniable reality of their situation set in. At first, tensions began to fray, and even the most meek in the community began to grow irritable and argumentative. Slowly, the tightly woven bonds between the people of Greyhollow began to unfurl. Desperation, hunger and madness set in. Fighting over the smallest scraps of food became commonplace. The elders of the village turned to brutality to maintain order. Harsh punishments and martial law proved ineffective at stopping the descent into madness. The final straw broke the feeble back of sanity when the hunters returned home empty-handed once more, and the community held on the precipice, plunged into the abyss. Driven mad by hunger on a night like any other and somehow unlike any before or since, the unthinkable happened. A villager killed one of the community's weaker members and began to feast on their remains like a wild-eyed rabid animal. This should have invited the severest of sanctions. It should have ended then and there, with the killer hung like a dog. It should, but it didn't. The smell of blood hung in the air, and the villagers, their senses honed to a keen edge by desperation, descended on the body like ravenous locusts. For all the trials and tribulations that the hardy folk of Greyhollow had endured, this faint smell of blood was all it took to shatter the veneer of their humanity. Cannibalism, the once abhorrent taboo, became necessary for the survival of the townsfolk. The strong feasted on the weak, and those who found the strength to survive adapted to this new and grim reality. With the creeping death showing no signs of ceasing its relentless climb ever upwards, the survivors of Greyhollow were transformed. The villagers were no longer the humans they had once been, civil no longer and akin to the beast that they once hunted for food. They became predators in the fog. Honing their hunting skills, they fed on everything they could prey upon. This was no longer a hunt for game, but a hunt and hunger for human flesh. Being some of the first to find a way to survive in the new world of the fog, they learned to use the creeping death to their own deadly purpose. The strong of their number banded together, using the toxic fog to disorientate and herd their new prey. Setting out from Greyhollow into the desolate wastes of this new world, they went in search for others to prey upon. These cannibalistic warbands adapted quickly. Using skills they'd learned as hunters and their knowledge of the fog, they created rudimentary breathing masks to breathe the poisoned air. While these only offered minimal protection from the fog, they allowed a temporary survival. As these groups of cannibals roamed the lands, their leaders, the cannibal chiefs, learned to master guerrilla warfare. Embracing the true depths of their monstrous nature, this plague caste became colloquially known as the Eaters in the world of 1490 Doom. Their warbands are often small and deadly, able to overcome larger organized groups with ferocity and animal cunning. The Eaters of 1490 Doom embody the darkest aspects of human survival, a dire warning of the darkness of the human soul when stripped of all civility. Inevitably, the rise of the Eaters poses questions for the future of humanity. Will more succumb to the same fate as Greyhollow, and who will survive to remember what it means to be human before the fog kills them all? The Eaters are coming to the game of 1490 Doom and will bring with them deadly new abilities for your Doom companies. Able to consume feast tokens from their fallen foes, the Eaters restore their vitality and enter a frenzied state of being. Are you looking forward to learning more about the Eaters, and what do you think their rules might be in game? Let me know in the comments below. To discover more of the lore of 1490 Doom, click the playlist link to your left. Alternatively, to dive into more lore videos on the channel, click the video link to your right. If you'd like to join the channel's first painting competition, check out the details below, and please like, subscribe, share a favourite video with a friend, or become a channel member. With that, thank you for watching, and I will see you all soon.